Kambula.
Thank you, my brother.
Milton. Sure.
And I thank
Shout
our
out viewers,
viewers that we are able to talk to you, share views, but very importantly, we thank our host for having resilient and portrayed and demonstrated leadership. I want to say thank you in the civic space. To find people like you now, there are very few now.
Oh,
so I want to say that may God bless you. We need to support you so that you can cover the whole continent. Because South Korea, I was there, but the civic space is growing, and they're asking, in Uganda, what's going on? You people are silent on matters of global importance. Not like those days, you remember our days.
Yeah, sure.
So I want to say thank you for remaining consistent in promoting peace, justice, and the rule of law through this digital platform and other platforms you have created, sir.
Oh dear, thank you. Our viewers, we are with Mr. Milton Kambula. First things first. First of all, Global Peace Foundation. What informed the founding of Global Peace Foundation back in the day, even before you had joined it, and on whether it is even serving its purpose for which it was founded?
I want to remind our viewers that the problem of the world, as you may be aware, was the division of the global north and global south. And the inequalities and the misuse of the gunpowder, the guns, the weapons, and that the weak must be killed or buried alive or forced into slavery. So Global Peace Foundation, with its founding body called the Global Leadership Council. These are former heads of state, and these are people in business, serious people like Dr. Manu Chandaria, people with really economic muscle across the world. And the scholars, we have in Africa our friend called PLO Lumumba, we have His Excellency Karume, the former president of Zanzibar, we have His Excellency Basanjo from Nigeria, and the others. In South America, we have over 30 plus former heads of state. We have at the United Nations, now we are the peace messenger. So in Asia, we are in all those countries, in the Middle East. So they felt what could be the reasoning, what caused all these issues. Now the summary was just greed. People don't trust each other. Others want to be seen as the giant, the superpower, military power. Amongst and then they formed themselves into a group against the other group, and now that's why we have NATO against to balance the power of the other nations represented at the United Nations. So you can imagine how the world is really divided, to the extent that religious systems are doing the same, the cultural systems are doing the same, the business community, but also if you can see even in parliaments around the globe, it is, so the whole thing, so Global Peace felt that there is a need to silence the guns. There is a need to silence the nuclear bombs. There is a need to go to the family, in the family, where the father and the mother can work together to nurture peaceful environment, to nurture children. The companies to go away from competition, MTN, for example, and Airtel, to be able to see themselves as partners, because none of them has full capacity to actually supply services to the billions of people in Africa. So, so we felt there is a need, one, to transcend what divides the people and their nations, to introduce the concept that human beings are interconnected. Because we are looking at the ego, how do we melt down the ego? Because it starts with the mindset, the attitude that I think I'm better than him. Let me show him that I am powerful. That kind of mindset in religion, because religions have the same. We want to be the best. We are the big religion, the most important. The other one sees himself, I have the biggest audience.
Closer to God. Than
Closer
anyone
to
else.
God. And it causes the conflict all over the world. It divides God's people. So we said, no, we need to make our leaders thought of an idea, because they have also equally made mistakes as former heads of state, as leaders of business tycoons and billions of dollars. They are scholars. All these people have made mistakes. So they said, you know what, let us form an organization that can break the barriers that divide people. So they created this Global Peace Foundation as a foundation body around the world that unites people regardless of your religion, your political party, your gender, business status, of economic poor and rich, to reawaken the people and remind them that, hey, wake up, we are brothers and sisters, and we were created by one God. So if you are strong, lift the weak.
Yeah, not suppress them instead.
Exactly. That's what's happening now. So I want to welcome everyone that is watching this program. Please wake up. Wake up, because for you to be happy and peaceful, it's not the money, a lot of money you have stolen or worked for. No. It is not you, the poor one, who's down there and say, because they hate us because we are poor. There are those ones also crying down there. And they also hate themselves. They are both in problems, but they say, the other one say, I am disabled, but at least I have one leg. The other one has one eye. And
at least I have one eye.
I think I'm better than... So that kind of chaos is what we are saying, colleagues, wake up. Let us reconnect as brothers and sisters, and let us lift each other, and there peace will come through relations between government, human being, company to company, and institution to institution.
Is it an organization that calls for subscription? How do people or countries join such a Global Peace Foundation, for instance?
Basically, ours is an open organization. Now we are going into 450 million people. Membership is open. It's free of charge. We don't ask for any money, because the Bible says peacemakers will be called God's children. It is the most special title that is in the Bible and in the Quran. So you can imagine others are MPs, honorable, others presidents. But call yourself, oh my God, a
Global Peace Ambassador.
A Global Peace Ambassador. Oh my God, that title, you need the title right away. Okay. And we can immediately welcome you. Even now, if you call my number, we register you for free, we train you for free, and you start promoting the unity of people and environment. And you are called Global Peace Ambassador.
Now, Mr. Kambula, if I may ask, in terms of the purpose for which the Global Peace Foundation was founded, do you think you are progressing, you're stagnant, or even backsliding?
Actually, my brother, it's fortunate that we are the same age. We have been together for 15 years and plus doing this work. The world is in a junction. The problems continue shifting. Today you have this, the problem shifts. You are going to wake up, it has changed the color. Then tomorrow you are still fixing the other one, you find it is green. You find it, so it keeps rotating. And as Global Peace, we are saying, no, let us have sustainable solutions. And we have centered on 3 major principles. One is to deal with the big wigs, because they influence global peace. So as per now, we are working with the global powers, the United States. I am happy last year, personally, I was able to address America in April 2024, and I addressed President Biden and several many leaders in the civic space, in the Senate.
Do they mean what they preach, or rather, you know, taking champagne and you know, and then you have, you know, this is how you guys, we call it, okay, you know, by and large, you see that elitism, having those documents signed. In fact, we shall also reach there, because I saw that I saw President Kagame,
yes,
Chekedi, and
Washington,
in Washington, and then someone was like, oh, wait a second. Look at these Africans. You confuse yourselves here. Take your head to US, and then you want someone who gives you guns to mediate you. So
That's, yes.
So do you guys mean what you sign on to, or rather it is pictorial?
No, to give you an example, actually, I want to stand here on record that Global Peace Foundation was able to counter and divert North Korea's pressure and threat to the global peace. We had to make sure we roll out our chairman to actually come up with a concept, a sustainable one. Because the ones that they are signing, yes, it is signed, but how many have been implemented? And we are able to bring President Trump in his first term in office and President Kim to start the process of mediation. And you remember President Trump was able to come to North Korea at the border, and President Moon of South Korea was able to host President Kim. And the three leaders were able to actually have a cup of tea and say, hey guys, the Pyongyang nuclear project, which can threaten the peace and security of the world, can be delayed a little bit, and we see.
Wait a second. So why do you want to delay the trouble? Because you have to solve the
see
trouble.
The guy, the finger was on the trigger. So it's a process to make sure that the finger
a few centimeters away from the trigger.
Exactly. So we tried a little bit, and you know what we did? Our chairman had to invest more than $16 million towards a program called the Korea Reunification Program. And it's going on, and a parliamentary committee was opened in the parliament of South Korea. In North Korea, a ministry was opened for reunification. So you see the effort,
the contribution by
the contribution. And we had another miracle of having one team in the Olympics. North and South Korea made one soccer team. And music, the pop stars are coming up using music calling for reunification. And if we see that country becoming one, the nuclear in the North Korea will become, will have been neutralized. So those are some of the work that I can ably talk here. And now in Gaza, we are at the helm.
Yeah, it is something I wanted to ask you about your Global Peace Foundation stand when it comes to the to Israel and of course on the Palestinians, because it is something that has, I think it's overdue. It's very confusing, very annoying to some people.
It is disappointing.
Yeah, so what is it that you stand?
I want to thank the leadership of South Africa. President, His Excellency Ramaphosa, I salute you, sir, and the other leaders that were that have been showing. You see, Africans are good at mediation. Although at back home we have failed to mediate even the small chicken battles here and there, but somehow we have shown the world, even in the Ukraine-Russia conflict, we have tried to put our message clear. Military, political neutrality is very crucial, very important for our multilateralism politics. It works for us, and the Global North is taking time to learn. So Global Peace Foundation, in the issues to do with Israel and the Palestinian, the war in Gaza, we have, first of all, right now, we are supporting the humanitarian efforts going on. That is one. Then two, we are also calling for the two-state recognition of these two nations. And that has been the position of the United Nations, and we have guided the UN. That please, Prime Minister Netanyahu, please, historically, because this new nation that was born out of the ashes of the 1945 Second World War, and the United States investing over $1 trillion to reconstruct a nation called Israel. But you know, it didn't give us the black people reparations.
In any case,
you see how iniquity, injustice. So they were able to invest $1 trillion. But that is not the problem of global peace. Ours was to see that
coexistence
of the Palestinians and also the Israelites. Both of them, by the way, for your information, share a common shared origin.
Sure.
They have one mother, one father. And so when you look at Israel, actually a big percentage is in Israel. The Jews are also in Palestine. So we have now the problem of Iran coming in and say, hey, you cannot bullshit our neighbor, our brother. And so it has become a war of many countries. And you saw the exchange of bombs and nukes in terms of atomic. I think you saw that the way they were fighting until even the US came in. But I thank also the European Union, because UK's parliament and Germany and all those countries, they are coming out clear and say, hey, I think what we are seeing, these two people must coexist. We thank you, European Union. We thank you, the members of the European Union. Most of you are coming out clearly with recommendations, with policy frameworks to neutralize and really guide Prime Minister Netanyahu. And our role as Global Peace is we are sending a lot of teams to go and talk to both sides, so that the leaders that influence what should happen in the military, what should happen in politics, what should happen in the world of technology, because these are technological wars. It has to end, because we don't want to see Israel continuing to actually assassinate the military generals in other countries, the ministers in other countries. We don't want also to see an equal measure of response from Iran, from other countries in the neighborhood, to try to fix and block Israel. It is the common man, me and you, suffering.
Yeah,
it's the young people who can't go to school. And yet we can coexist. We can coexist by not mixing religion in wars. Can you imagine? These wars have mixed even religion.
But you see, Mr. Kambula, I wanted to ask you something. I know for a matter of fact that you have those global platforms from where you guys meet. The oppressors, the oppressed, the onlookers, and well-wishers. What is it that they give out as an excuse for such prolonged conflicts in this world?
My brother Norman, with due respect, sir, I want to tell you that there is an economy called a conflict, business of conflict. It's a big business. It has billions of dollars. Because look at the war, for example, a useless war of Ukraine. What is causing that war? To me, I just see lack of leadership, global leadership. Because you and me, if I was Putin and you were Zelensky, why would we allow our two brethren nations to go for war? Because of Ukraine want to be part of NATO, to be a member of NATO. Yet the agreements between Russia and the United States for particularly security interests, none of them is supposed to, perimeters of some kilometers, 500 plus, none of them is supposed to plant any of security mechanism to do with what NATO is trying to do. I will not come here and talk negative or positive, but me, I'm going to look at neutralizing the element of poor leadership. This young man, my brother, my friend, Zelensky, it was not necessary for him to push his interests before making consensus with his neighbors.
But the challenge, Mr. Kambula,
so it's a huge business.
With your colleagues is the big boy syndrome. So you realize that Putin is like, wait a second, Zelensky, you, a young man of...
the Katreba is,
you a comedian, the comedian in you, I want to guide on how this country should... Because now the question comes to you to interrogate, when you are in those close indoor meetings with the United Nations, to mention but a few, you mentioned money, the monetary bit of it, and then what? So we leave the world to the rich and destroy it as you look on as Global Peace Foundation and other agencies, or what? What next?
Our leadership is trying to talk to, because some of them are former leaders of these countries. So through the power of our chairman, he's saying no more wars. no more manufacturing of these dangerous weapons, especially nuclears, and what each country can have its own basic criminal defense to counter terrorism. Those simple, but not saying now we have nukes, because they are terrorizing us. When someone says, don't talk, I have nuclear in my compound.
I can destroy your country in a week.
That kind of stupidity. I mean, actually, Global Peace has been talking to those guys, and we see no reason. And so we have said, okay, the military business empire, because you can say B12 is equivalent to $1 billion. You can imagine. Technology is 1 billion. Our economy of Uganda is around 63 billion. That means
one missile costing
one plane, one military
fighter
jet, B12, $1 billion. Now, these are I don't know how many companies we have in Uganda which are equivalent to $1 billion seated on the soil of Uganda. Now, that is the business empire. And some of these are private companies, others are military, and people are employed. It's a huge economic base for economic transformation of nations.
So to say,
we are
conflict itself is business.
It's serious business. And we are saying, no, we can turn this, we can get other alternative ways to do business, like what you are doing here. And so we are talking to the United States and Russia and other the G5 countries and the NATO members to reduce on their nuclear piles, because there is a law. There is a law. In the next 10 years, we want to make sure they have reduced them to at least 80%.
Is that achievable?
It's going to be achieved, because they are losing also. Because remember, there is what we call the BRICS. Because these guys are, that's why Trump is saying, I'm not going to support NATO. You people, this business, we can divert this energy to building America for Americans through trade, through manufacturing of shoes, of vehicles. The American society needs to focus to that, so that now they stop this thing of trading on wars from other countries to make money. You get the point. So we want BRICS. You see, the BRICS is an association, a kind of countries that feel have been mistreated. China is part of them. And remember, now they are hitting 29, around, they are hitting, 21 something trillion US dollars as GDP. Plus now Russia's GDP is not as big. We have Brazil, South Africa. Several countries are coming up. Even Saudi Arabia here now. So these countries in the global south want to now put their hands together and say, hey, you, the policeman of Europe, of the world, the one of the big boy syndrome, I think now we are ready to battle with you. After all, the raw materials, building your economy, the food you eat, everything it comes from here. Yet our children graduate, have no jobs. We have nothing here. The education system is poor, and you are not allowing us to transform our curriculum so that we use our gold to make even earrings and even rings for our women. We have the gold that can build the reserves for our central banks, so that we can now become the super economic power of the world.
From the global south.
It is going to happen in the next 30 years. But that requires me and you to teach the big boys that, hey, the war is over.
But this now takes me back to, takes me on to the question of the young generation's preparedness to be part. Yes. Because you seem to be away from that generation. So what is the position of this other generation? The Gen Zs, the .com, the TikTokers. How do TikTokers participate in building peace?
No, those ones are talented. People have
because do you know, for some reason, Ambassador, do you also realize that technology and social media and digital platforms are also some bit of a cause of conflicts?
Of course.
So how do you incorporate?
What has happened, I will start with the positive.
Yeah, sure.
I have hope in the Gen Zs. The old people don't understand them. But these are These are energetic, they are talented, creative young people. The way what they see, we don't see it. And so we think they are problems.
But are they seeing what we also see?
No, they do not.
And are they seeing right?
In fact, what I've just discovered is that let every generation fix their own problems. Because we seem to think they will fix our problems. For us, we are already expired. Let them build it. Because look at them. They are no longer in the world of tribalism. Hey, man, God is wonderful. Do you know that they are blessed? They want to open companies together. They are together, that group. What they want in leadership is even different. They can remove a government in just 2 seconds.
And mess up the whole world. That's
no, in fact, we have hope. These young people, they need just our support. Because they are talented. Those days we used to have the Messis of those days, you remember them playing football, but right now they are making a lot of billions of dollars. They are rich, the young people are talented. They are making internet, they know how to use it, they know how to fix things, they want to produce results.
But in the same line, Ambassador, they also, the other side of scholars, consider that generation as being impatient. It is so fast.
That's good.
They want things to be fixed.
That's good. I wish I was born in that generation. I wouldn't be an idiot. I would be a billionaire today to fix industries in Africa. These young people, we need to live to just pray for them so that they are not redundant and corrupted by our old dogmatic conflicts in our mind.
Is it that speed likely to cause more conflicts? Because when you have a generation that wants to get rich so quickly, it is impatient, doesn't want to sit down, is it a threat to peace?
Why should they be patient when the world is poor like Uganda? We should deliver them, we should actually deploy them, they should not sleep. They should use internet for free. But look at such governments in Africa. They are led by people who are in darkness. They think the young people should also suffer like them. And the young people are impatient. They should be impatient because they are sitting on time bomb. Yet we are slaves in our own countries. So this is the time for the young people. They are listening to what I'm saying. Wake up, go and plant some crops. Sell them. Right now a banana of this is 30,000. So if you have 1,000 bananas, that's how much. You're already a millionaire. It was not possible our time. The banana was like over 200 shillings from Karambi. In the town, it is maybe 5,000.
Yeah.
Now a banana here is 30,000. In my village, 300 kilometers away, is like 25,000. I thank the government for that, because that kind of closing the gap to the rural. So it is rural reconstruction. So that the people in the villages can make money. So the younger person listening to me, whether you're in a village or you're in Kampala, you are ready, and it is possible to become a billionaire. Use the internet, market your things. The only problem with them is that they are lacking mentors. Because for us it failed. But when they drive a Mercedes and he passes around, you say, that boy is a thief.
Illuminati. Okay, now,
these younger people, they're in their time.
But there is this Mr. Kambula Milton, where people also, I know you have mentioned that young people lack mentors, but you also realize that even what is not in news, especially, let's borrow Ugandan example, there is a phrase of Temina Chamutugamba. Now someone who is telling you how will you mentor them?
No,
because that's the generation that you are advocating for. You are their lawyer. You mention something, a young person is like, you have had that.
From our results, they are not fools. If you of course, for you are you mentor them. I've seen many of your students. They are good. They represent you well. They don't give you headache because you are revolutionary in the mind. You wish them well. But there are some old people in this country, in the continent, who are seated on Africa's future. The young people will not tolerate that. They want an old person who gives way. You have been in office for 50 years. This is not, you're in a public office 50 years. And okay, you can be in that office because the constitution allows you. But what are the results? Look at the Kampala city, your Kampala here. It smells like shit. We are swimming in a pothole. These are the swimming pools of Kampala. Look, I stay in Buyala, my brother Norman. Recently, I've been battling cases here. Why are you bringing from Kasasiro from Chitez, where people have been killed by this filth, dangerous thing, and now they are transferring it to Buyala, not turning it into
something useful,
chairs or tables or an industrialized mechanism or recycling plant. The same Kasasiro is being piled in Buyala, more so in a forest.
They are lending you the problem.
Half of it is a wetland. Oh my God, a government system. NEMA, where are you? National Forest Authority, where are you? They came. Ambassador, we are here to help you with your community. We went to Parliament. The Parliament approved more money to take more Kasasiro there. So you want a younger person to just tolerate that nonsense?
Be patient.
And that's why we are saying that for peace to be achieved, there should be a high level of understanding that we can live for the sake of others. We can live for the greater good. What is the greater good? Something that benefits all of us as humanity. The young people are not ready to have such a conflict. For them, they will battle us. They will fight us.
Okay.
And please, young people, win us, take us back to retirement. That is the order I am giving you. Because if you don't, it means the country that you are going to inherit is going to be messed up and you will not fix it.
Okay. We are with Ambassador Milton Kambula. We have a few minutes to close. But before we close, he cannot run away minus answering some of the concerns, and I wanted to shift. There are, like, I think 3 or so. First of all, peace doesn't simply call for the non-existence of war. Now, I know you know, as an international figure, about the hunger amongst people in particular. In fact, even the state itself has beggars and very hungry people. But young people don't know that they can be a hungry person in the US. And you know, not in the bad faith, but a Muzungu who is broke. It's very weird. It's like a broke Munyankore in this country. It's how funny they look. Now, how has Global Peace Foundation dealt with those other barriers, not just gunfires, but now hunger, lack of shelter, because those are some bit of contributors of conflicts itself.
Thank you, Mr. Norman. I want to applaud people out there that when we talk about conflict, please, from today, what you can remember about me and Mr. Norman on this show is to call that, please, from this talk show, start walking knowing that we are one family. It means when you wake up in the morning, go and greet your neighbor.
That's the basic one can do.
Exactly, just to greet your neighbor. Because today, your house may be okay, and your neighbors, you think for you, because you have money and the face, you are safe. So, please, what you can learn today, at least fix 4 people their problems. Or you can start with the two. Just with the two. Your neighbor says, I slept hungry. From the command you have, share with them.
That is when you also don't have.
Even if you don't have, say, can we kneel down and we pray to God?
Maybe.
Amen. And you say, when you practice to be good, God blesses you. Because you know, I was from a street, I was a street kid. Now I am a president of Global Peace Foundation. This is the biggest peace-building organization in the whole world. When I'm at the United Nations, they put a convoy. None of these Ugandans has ever given me a convoy. I'm here like anybody. But I am telling you, from street, Nasa Road, eating from
the
Kasasiro,
Washington streets.
Exactly. I went to Owino carrying people's luggages. That is the side.
You see, now you're about to come back to reality now.
Generally, there is hope. But that hope is in you to have good relations with God. So everything you have just asked now, I'll put it clearly that Esau was in omwavu, toli mwavu nedda, ebibyo bijja. Don't be greedy. Omugaga, abagaga nabo batutama. We are tired of the rich people. No, you're also going to be rich.
And the people also could get kutama.
Then the other people behind you will say, abagaga, their mirrors are up. So, for you want the AC. So in summary, to answer your question, is it is time right now to make that call fast, so that the answer I'm going to give has meaning on you and your family. Because you first clean yourself.
Yeah, sure.
You're going to school, you're going to churches, manyachi, but unless you have the real gospel of making sure you have good relations with the people, everywhere you go, you leave peace there. If you find conflict, you are the solver of problems. That is where the miracles begin to now solve people's problems and blessings. 2 is that you brought the concept of now reconnecting, harmonizing into omusajja oli omuzungu okuba omwavu. Naye tekirabika bulungi. Ate omunyankole wano omunyankole talina kuba mwavu. Nedda abanyankole baavu bazibu nnyo mpeera nabwe eyo. Tuko bali mu ofisi yange mbawe emirimu. It is not like it is true. Obo abahima bagawendere kirese omwima mu Uganda alina okuba mugaga. Nedda abahima gye bali abaavu. So kitegeeza mu nsi yonna waliwo abantu abalemererwa, abatayina n'abayina. Waliwo ababi n'abalungi. So don't just generalize. All women are bad. Even the women say men are bad. No. The thing is, somebody who's not good, it's your responsibility to be his or her light. The world will be peaceful. And I call upon all religions to unite. All religions, please. We want to see, the Pope is calling for a meeting, and we are working with his office. We are calling for an interfaith prayers in South Korea. Oh my God, this is going to be amazing. I think I'll invite you, brother. In South Korea, Seoul. The Pope is inviting all religions to go to South Korea, whatever country they will agree on, but the first option is South Korea. We want to bring the ecumenical, interfaith, interreligious, global peace leadership through religions. Gone are the days where the pastor is saying, muje mu church yange timugenda muyori. That kind of, God did not create religions to divide people. Look at the politics we have here. It is mixed with religion. It is mixed with tribe. What nonsense? How will we build a nation?
Okay, we have less than 5 also minutes. Now, this is a must answer. In fact, there are 2 must answer questions.
What is that one?
The 2 must answer questions are, people still consider blacks for continuing to be inferior. And I will refer to I think it was last week where a feared general in East Africa moved. You know, some time ago we watched his clip saying, that's idiot. You remember when his statement? And everyone was like, he was referring to the West.
Yes, please.
So President Kagame and Tshisekedi, because we also saw Ruto, were in Washington. And in an attempt to solve problems they left here in the DRC. Why must we fly and take up our heads to Washington to solve the problem we live here or created here? As an ambassador of peace.
I will. I thank PLO Lumumba. I was his personal assistant for quite some years. He has educated us on the blueprint to Pan-Africanism. But also the president of Uganda has also consolidated the same on the reawakening of the African Renaissance. Museveni has not invested a lot in that area. I don't know why, yet it is why people went to the bush to basically achieve that vision. And somehow he diverted a little bit, but he needs to come back because that's where the answers are. I want to tell you, my brother, the war in Eastern Congo, when I met the President Tshisekedi 3 years ago, with his team, there is also a cabinet director whom I also met there, and we discussed how peace should be able to... but they presented to me a problem of Rwanda, Kagame in particular. Then I shared, of course, our peace messages with their leaders, and I had a press conference in Kinshasa. Then we sent our teams I thank President Tshisekedi for having allowed to work with our one of our leaders, our volunteer, whom we had trained here, but he comes from DRC, to spearhead the peace-building mechanism in Eastern Congo, the whole of Eastern Congo, using government money. And I'm using this space now to answer you based on the experience.
Yeah.
So here are the two gentlemen.
Tshisekedi and Kagame.
They never, they don't like each other. Actually, we don't pretend here, there is no diplomacy on this camera.
No.
I want to tell you, these guys, they don't like each other. Now, when people don't like each other, either naturally, I won't say spiritually because I don't have the glasses.
No,
but here is that God blessed both of them to become presidents. If you like me or you don't like me, I am a president. Now, one of them, or both of them, seem to showcase that I am more superior. I have more stronger army. I have more stronger economy. Those kind of gymnastics, I won't share who I'm trying to, for diplomatic relations. But so here is a game of East African community, which we encouraged President Tshisekedi, even Kambula at that time. Now DRC is part of East African community. But then Kagame has also interests in Eastern Congo, as you know them. I won't mention here. But these are benefits to his country. Now we get a snag. The man has neutralized whoever wants to fight DRC that, hey, if you are interested in dividing my country, I am part of East Africa. So what is the problem? He becomes safe on his side. Then here is a man, a president, who by intuition, he's a military general. We must know how they think. Military generals don't, I would have said a bad word here, but it's an American slang. But I am a military general, so what are you going to tell me? I have interests that are unstoppable. My people survive on those interests.
With the mighty
military. Yes, there is nothing you can do. And at one point, you remember the fighter jet that was hit. You remember at the border. It became a cold war. No, people don't talk about that. So M23 comes in. Of course, it has been there for quite some time. They changed the name. So these guys have been there for 30 years. So East African community leaders try to negotiate, bring these two people together. But the outcomes are not sustainable.
Now, a precise one, Mr. Ambassador. Do you think this peace agreement is achievable?
That's where I'm going. Now, we sent, of course, Kenyatta, the former president, Ruto went there. Of course, it is President Ruto, His Excellency, who deployed President Kenyatta. But we have been there, teams on the ground, on the negotiation table, where teams meet this side, and there are many stakeholders, China. More of the problems are out, actually. The biggest problem of this outsider is Belgium, France, America, people who survive on these two nations for one reason or the other. And remember, there is divide and rule. So you find it is like the politics of Africa. The opposition gets funding and the government
also gets from the same
from the same people. And here you are fighting. Yet the voter doesn't know.
Someone trains your police officers to beat demonstrators, and then he comes and says you are abusing rights. So that's how tricky it is.
So the agreement was the last option because sincerely Museveni could not manage. Okay, he tried. But East Africa. So the problem is the question, the validity of your question is that it is a dilemma now to answer you because the neighbors have failed.
But the entire Africa,
and they also have interest of conflict in the issues. Do you understand what I'm saying?
So you fear your problem to Washington?
You see, as global peace, we feel that the war must stop.
That's what is ideal.
That is the ideal. There is a step. The step is to make sure people in Eastern Congo
are at peace.
Are at peace. We cannot continue. We already have 2 million refugees here. We have no budget. These people are not, European Union is not giving us enough. There is no money. You heard the Prime Minister last time saying. Man, we are having refugees. They don't care. Yet some of the causes of the conflict they suffer in their countries are actually financed by the big powers there. Do you understand what I'm saying? They give the opposition leader money, they give the ruling leader, so you battle here. And who's benefiting? Is that a nyumba erina conflict, a house that is in a conflict, is easy to steal.
Yeah, sure.
Because the enemy will pass in the sitting room, compare you in a corridor,
One
fighting,
in a window.
that is now how Africa is. So the Washington Declaration, in my view, is a good starting point. Why?
For now,
because
we should give it a benefit of
the
doubt.
United States, as a superpower, has a bigger voice. Trump used that opportunity. You know, he's also looking for the peace award from us, from the peace actors. We give him a chance. Let us give him an opportunity.
We'll see whether it works.
Whether it works, but from the onset, I saw the two gentlemen. You know, they don't like each other.
Yeah, you could tell from the.
So we are looking at how M23 should be able to withdraw permanently. We want to see that what is in the declaration, part of which was the Article 3 of integration of their army, which President Felix Tshisekedi is saying, no, it is not possible. Already I hear those. Now
as
Kagame, His Excellency Kagame is saying, you know what, I am saying, okay, for the purpose, but I am not going to withdraw my people. I'm not going to. So literally,
already they are already dents.
Yet America also has the interest. Don't forget the big powers. Of course, supplies of minerals. Yeah. Everyone that has Samsung in his hands or her hands, of course, United States and her allies like South Korea depend on the minerals in South Korea. The Chinese are also in South Korea, in Congo, in DRC. The Germans, the British. So it's a garden. Actually, the sustainable solution for this country is African Union. Yet the African Union, the members that are in, as I told you, that we need a new breed of leaders who will make African Union, will start working. Even the toilet that is at Africa is donated by China with a big logo. What type of stupidity is this?
Sad.
How will you then make non-partisan, neutral positions against the world to defend Africans?
Okay. Colleagues, I have, this is now the real last question, and you will have a minute also to respond to it. As a matter of fact, you have been following the campaigns in this country.
Yes, please.
Somewhere over the weekend, I watched you spitting venom. So the poison you were in quotes, in quotes.
Okay,
that's
okay.
Underline my word. Underline my word. I don't want to say that you are anti.
Yes, please.
What is what is happening? But of course, as a global peace ambassador in this country, you have had. We have two, at least now, leading factions. We have those in power, and those who want power.
Yes,
those
please.
who are in power are presumed to be so lethal and anti those who want to replace them. But also, on the other hand, those in power say that those who want to replace them are also bitter with the message. We have had words like Igari, we have had words like Indimi, I'm a rebel, of course, which some of us may not consider, take otherwise. But of course, people who are in power will interpret such statements otherwise. What is your stand, and where do you think we are headed come next year, Jan, and we close?
I want to thank the government of Uganda for having made me an electoral observer. Now I am in that position in the country, of course with European Union. So we are following the elections very keenly. We want to make sure that Uganda has a good report that can guide the elections properly. I don't have a side. As you know, we are politicians.
Peace is generous for all of us.
Yeah. Everybody, but it's like when God gives us saying, exactly. You see, we are from the same generation. So the rain does not say, those that are barokole, you will have the rain this week only. Then the basoga, no. Even the criminals, God gives them, because He's a God of everybody. He forgives. He's a merciful God. So for me, I'm in those shoes that I should not have side. My role here is to guide all of you So far, I want to inform you, sir, that the credit goes to Electoral Commission at the beginning. Things were going on well. I said, wow, this is done deal. This is going to be the first electoral exercise where in Uganda's history, the last of us is 70 years, to have a peaceful election. That was my goal. That is my goal, pure. Because the rest of the world we are attracting their eyes to be on Uganda now. Yeah. And then investors will not come. Even these India who are here with the money, yet they control 60% of our economy, will just take their money to Canada, to United Kingdom. They are not fools. And then we say no money, no what, no employment. People are going to lose jobs because they will not tolerate nonsense, nonsensical behavior. That is not a house.
How do we move forward?
So how do we move forward? Is first of all, the first 3 weeks, things were going on well. But then, when Bob Wine reached Chiruhura, Mbarara, the steam that the behavior MP says MB but one year curtain, I don't know who opened the curtain. That hey, you people, don't forget we are also still existing, we are here. Some people bali mwana wa soka so even if someone has gotten a PhD, at some point looks at his children and say, this is a mean. Some people are like that in the security. So I want to say, colleagues and the nation, we are in touch with the president. Or in last month, that is that is May 16th, 2025. We met the president and we shared peaceful mechanisms and even to organize activity that can harmonize the country. Unfortunately, my brother, is that the constitution, the very constitution, the founding holy book of this country, Article number 1, power belongs to the people. Some groups of people want to hold the citizens of Uganda hostage. A citizen has the liberty to go and listen to his or her presidential candidate so that he can be able, she can be able to execute and deliver that article number 1. Power belongs to the people to vote the people that can represent them as president, as MP, as local council. How will they execute that article number 1? So some stupid people, I will call them, they are not educated, they are not ethical, they are not spiritual. You beat people after a campaign on their way back to their homes. Are you security?
Their message is, after you have listened in to a specific candidate, walk quietly and go home. You have heard the message.
That message, I'm telling you, I don't know.
Because you see, when you continue chanting, you might forget the message. You walk silently,
yes.
Go back home and reflect on when you are going to vote. Don't make noise.
You know.
Okay, so they say, proceed and we live here. We have a minute, Ambassador. So call to action to government, opposition.
Call to action is that
security and
we don't want the leaders at the stakeholders in the electoral process to actually, the one deploying. Let me start with the one deploying. If you are the one deploying, make sure you deploy the troops or the stakeholders with the right orders that are within the election commission, the electoral commission guidelines. Everyone has a booklet, even myself, I have a booklet in my bag, that everything I'm going to do are within the law. Now, the one executing the orders on the ground must make sure that he executes what we call lawful orders, not turning the orders upside down. Because you are drunk, maybe njaga, na urideko, abasibe baba sumurude, there are a lot of rumor mongering around. But yet, you see those two groups, you can easily tell that this group is not compatible to the common sense of the law. Lastly, is on the side of the opposition. It is time for you to know that 40 years are not, it means you are defeated. You know, if it is a battle, if it is a boxing ring, that person has security, that you don't have. He can do, and he can do anything. He has capacity. Chitegeza, statements like we are rebels. I have heard allegations that Bobby, Honorable Chagulanyi, is saying, kati tupange oba tukole ki ebintu ebyekusaku, maybe turning weaponizing voters into military fatigue, into military mindset, to couple a coup over through, I don't know. But Honorable Chagulanyi, you are my friend. I have been meeting you, and I've said politics of integrity is what will remove the president, whatever case you want. But playing politics of weaponizing the mindset of the young people, yet we don't have all the solutions for them. It means you have an army not deployed, not equipped. What will they do? They will now use this opportunity to now go to the road and say, let us die with Museveni now. Let us grab him like Nsenene. And they will die. And okay. So the danger is, you have to think like a head of state. I'm always with presidents, those whose stories started with like Bobby Wine. But what they learned, even Museveni learned it when he had to leave that former government as a state minister for defense. I am happy that your father is a former fighter. I want to say thank you, because they fought for the right cause. But if you sit with them, they say, what we avoided was to be me and this man. We want to leave him. We go to the bush publicly, officially, and we announce. So if anybody in the opposition wants to go to that way, it should be official, so that we put you in the category of Konyi, ADF, so that we know whom we are dealing with. Here, we are dealing with democratic principles. Democratic principles mean you will
participate in an
electoral process, campaign, and look for votes, present your manifesto, and show that you have national programs that are better than the president and his NRM regime. And then, Mr. President, of course, Mr. President doesn't know. He doesn't know this. For him, he's in the mass there. He will hear later, maybe after losing elections or winning, that why, but Chikumi Bahafa. Yeah, but who caused that problem? He will now roll call. People like Kaihura. You see, when I'm talking this, I have facts. The president as the head of state cannot be embarrassed, because we can make any report against him. And do you know why? He doesn't want that, because some of the power he uses is international. That's why he's the chairman of the non-allied movement. All these 113 or 15 countries are on his head. Now when he hears that Vyamukama, Sergeant Vyamukama, killed 10 people and embarrassed him in the face of the global community, he's going to call you and put you in Ruzira Mabusu. So both of you have a role. Please, I beg you, don't be too much. I am too much NRM, to the extent that any color, not yellow, those are enemies. No, you are that one. Travayoda. Actually, at this particular time, I expect all colors to be in front of a presidential candidate, listening to the candidate, so that they have opportunity to choose who's the next president, who's the better MP, who's a better LOC5. So give them the chance. Lastly, electoral commission. Because of lack of civic education, because my brother, leading an ignorant community is very easy. You just sit like this and you just say, Mubakube chiboko, Mubakube mueba ndoza banobeva ino kulia. They will not talk. You know, an ignorant society like Uganda. So Museveni has led us 40 years. It doesn't serve him anymore to see any Uganda to be dull, not to know his or her civic liberties, the constitution. Now, this is the game plan. It has reached a time where it does not work for any institution when Ugandans keep ignorant, poor. You know, you have to make sure in political science some people are poor. That's what they teach there in Makerere. It is a tactic presidents and leaders use. Give them a small meal card for that specific day, so that tomorrow they need you. So they can drip, so that they are on your mercy. And so they defend you to be in that chair. Now, that's where things have failed because
it's closing.
We are closing. So civic education, we need to make sure Uganda Human Rights Commission rolls down like 18 billion shillings on a program to educate Ugandans on how to vote. Civic education, who is the minister, the role of MP. People are just ignorant. Mutulabira wano mbisuti bino. Naye mazima Ugandans are dull. They don't know even the importance of voting. They don't know whom to vote. They are both like prostitutes. They don't know what to die for and not what to die for. That kind of stupidity makes the work of some stupid leaders good. But for the sake of the country, Electoral Commission right now needed to make sure Ugandans have a chance to come and listen to their leader. It should be the Electoral Commission, Byamukama, should be the one quarreling with the policemen, not us here on this show. No, it should be Byamukama fighting with the IGP. Get out. You remove those bad leaders, bad police, these ones, tear gas, get out. Everyone loves their political leader. That is good. If people love Bob Wine, that is good for Electoral Commission. If they love Museveni, that is good for Electoral Commission. Because it's good to bring candidates, but who are the people going to vote? So by this time, we would have even released the message. I want to leave this show without saying that. Please, Mr. President, I request you, please, this gentleman, a former colonel and your former doctor, he has no any bad intentions to actually kill you as it was purported at first. And I told you, Mr. President, this man can't go to the bush. He cannot even hurt you. Release him. The court-martial is illegal in particular case for holding custody of these civilians. He's retired many years ago. He's retired. He's already in Kasanga eating his chikomando. Okay, you are the best friend of it. What does he eat?
Can't even certain because now he's in prison.
Mr. President, release the message for the sake of peace, for the sake of your legacy, and tell all those boys on the ground, deploy them. Yes, but make sure tear gas is out. This killing of people, blocking the opposition leaders from deepening their message. They might have a weak message as people are purporting. But let the people listen to it. Then they can vote the president they want.
Okay. Colleagues, Ambassador